That is my childhood right there.
Acknowledge me.
What's up, selectors? It's Select Screen here, man. Whoo! What a day. What a day it has been so far, man. Your boy's getting things going, getting it right. But we're back. We got some new equipment. If you haven't noticed yet, shout out to Elgato, man. We got this new mic going. And we're going to be playing some WWE 2k24. I'm calling this part 2 because we started last night real late. Had to jump back on tonight and make sure everything was right, man. So super excited, man. They blocked our stream, wrote, struck, tried to do everything they could to block it. So we're doing a part 2. And yeah, we're going to get back into Showcase, man. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Shout out to Clue. Says, yeah. You know Clue is.
Approved.
That's right. Definitely approved, man. We're going to jump into this stream and have an awesome time tonight. Bear with me because I'm making some changes. If you're watching on TikTok, you've noticed that we've switched the video around a little bit to kind of conform to more of what's more standard out there. So we're making changes. We're making moves, man. We're making moves. So yeah, hopefully you guys are going to enjoy the stream as much as I am already. Let's jump into this thing, man. Like, share, and subscribe. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple, and Spotify podcasts, Kick, and that is linktr.ee/select screen. Definitely hit that follow button, especially if you're on TikTok, man. We're growing like crazy. And we're going to get into some WWE 2k24. All right. So make sure to
Acknowledge me.
Because
Tonight.
we're going to have a lot of fun. All right. I'm ready. I know you guys are. You've been ready. Let's go. All right. Throw this up. And I see I see that TikTok is not catching our stream. It's not catching the capture. It's not catching the capture. Okay. That's all right. Bear with me just a second, guys, while I fix that real quick. But we will fix that very, very quickly, like so. There it is. All right. There we go. Hey. Clue, how you doing tonight, man? My Nuggets are playing in like 30 minutes. I'm pumped for that. We could go through the Performance Center real quick. We could definitely do that.
Hey guys, Kathy Kelly here, and I am so excited
Let's
to
do that.
talk to you more about the new training feature in WWE2k24, the Performance Center. Now, just like the Performance Center in Orlando, this puts you in control of different superstars to learn the most important gameplay techniques that you will need to level up your game. Inside each lesson, use what you learn to complete objectives and show that you have mastered the material.
Oh no. Oh no.
Now, I'm being joined by Drew Gulak. Drew, it has been a while since we've seen you, ever since Xavier Woods took over as the face of the tutorial last year. Have you actually
He
seen
sure
him
did.
anywhere?
Why don't you check my GM mode, Kathy? Woods might have gotten his 15 minutes of fame as the host last year, and hey, good for him. He did a fine job.
He did a
Let's
better
not forget,
job.
I've been involved with the tutorial for the last 2 years.
Wait, didn't Xavier actually throw you over the top rope as part of your appearance in the game last year?
Well, the past is the past, and the future is now, Kathy. The fact remains that whether it's in the ring,
This is
or
weird.
controller, I am unquestionably the expert when it comes to teaching the fundamentals of professional wrestling. Each lesson is 100% grade A Gulak approved for the
Clue, help me out here. Who is this clown? I've never seen him wrestle in the past like year. They had to blur out who he was wrestling.
You heard him. Time to hit the ropes, and good luck.
Crazy.
Lesson number 1, Kathy. Luck is for losers. Success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. This opportunity is knocking on the door. Now it's time to see whether you've got the skills to make it count.
All right. We're going to switch over to this view as well. See if this works all right. Nah. Today we'll stay here. We'll stay here tonight. All right. Let's go through the tutorial. Clue says, good, 5th and final week of C++. Oh, dude. God bless you. And 6 weeks left to go for my second master's. That's dope, bro. Wow. Wow, that's cool. Congratulations, man. Can we throw a Clue's getting his second master's, man. Can we throw a let's put one for JJ.
One for JJ.
Throw a 1 in the chat for Clue getting his second master's, man. That is really, really dope. Congratulations, man. You're almost there. Hang tight, bro. You can do this. Come here, by the way. You guys too far away from me. Come here. There we go. There we go. I like that. I like it.
Okay, I like it. Picasso.
All right, light attacks. Drew can wrestle, and he's in a powerful stable in NXT with William Regal's son and others. Again, that's why I don't know anything about him. Press light attack, heavy attack, grapples. The same old, same old. First order of business is to master the basics. All right. Tutorial stuff. Yay! We'll try to make this quick. Got to go through it though, day one, right? That's what day ones are all about. So same old here. I like his New Day pants. Those are pretty dope. This is why we modded Clue. Like, he is amazing about all of this stuff. There it is. Okay. Easy enough. Got 5 selectors in here right now. Appreciate you guys coming through over on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. How we doing on TikTok? It's a slow night on TikTok. All right, each superstars, a moveset contains different light and heavy attacks. We'll just run through it. Tell me what to do. Chop, away, and square. I did not know that they do different moves if you push away. Interesting. More fighting game like. Maybe I did know that. I don't know. RL says, what up, Discord? What's up, man? He wants to be in this Discord so bad. We have not talked to him in a while. Let's do it. Discord is open. All right. In just a second. Hopefully it works, bro. I just redid the audio in here. But I am in there. Let me know when you're there. Okay. Suplex, nice. Spin him. There we go. Oh, Discord is not getting any of my sound. On a, what is, on a what opponent? Yo, what's going on, bro? You probably can't hear me. Well, let's see. Let me fix this real quick. Selectors, hang on just a second. All right, can you hear me now? Hello, check, check. Check, check, check. There we go. Okay, can you hear me now over there? RL, you good? I think we're good, selectors. I think we're all right. Clue, let me know if you can still hear me, bro. Like I said, upgraded the mic, man. We got a video coming out on that real quick. Hopefully everything's still coming through. Open up the chat for RL. I think we're good now. Hopefully you can still hear me. What is a supine opponent? What is that? Should have read the directions. Hey, can you hear me? All right. Yeah, what's good, man? How are you? Man, getting it together. Getting it together. How's your week been? Okay. That's what's up. That is what's up. Man, literally the same. Literally the same. It's been burn faith lately. Living off of it. Oh yeah, yeah, go for it. I saw like highlights. I thought he was off base. Yeah, from what I saw, he was talking about what, and again, I saw a clip out of context. So, but, you know, he was talking about Oh, there we go. That's how you do it. And there has to be a creator and all that stuff, which was cool. But then he went into like, because there's weed and stuff like that, and I was just like, oh boy, like, like people do what they do, but like, let's not sit here and I don't know. I don't know. For me, it just went against some things for me that I was just like, a lot of that stuff can get convoluted. How about that? Maybe that's the best way to put it. What did you think? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's what's up. Okay. I have. I have. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. 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 Man. Bro, first of all, that's cool, man. That's really cool. And see, that's what again, I read everything kind of out of context. But I will, or I saw everything out of context. But I will say this: like, I didn't agree with everything he said, but what he's really boiling it down to is, there has to be an intelligent design, right? It goes and proves that God he's there, um, which is really dope. Like I said, I didn't necessarily agree with everything that I saw, and I didn't even see what Joe said. So that was kind of the other thing about it, because I know Joe Rogan's been asking a lot of questions too, and I think that's a great place to start. Like, you can't finish there, but like, it's a great place to start. It's a great place to be where you're at as well, where you're asking questions and you're going, yo, okay, like, seriously, what is this about now?
I help. I can't do that yet. For a list of suggestions, say help.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you there. 100%. And this is the cool thing about it, though, man. I'll say this is that um, there may be times where you, as you're reading, you're going, wait a minute. In John it says this, but then in Luke it says this. I don't understand. It seems like it's contradicting it, itself. And it really doesn't, because what makes the Bible so cool, man, is that it's a living book. And I'll right. And what's crazy for me is I've read it. I mean, I've been a believer my whole life, man. And I just read through with my kids the other day through Genesis 1, and I'm going, wait a minute, I missed I missed some of this. And specifically, like, and I won't go into a whole bunch of theology, but like the idea of Adam and Eve, okay, and understanding how Eve was deceived, and then through that Adam was deceived. And me personally, bro, being 100% real with you, I hated Adam. I don't hate many people, but I was like, bro, why do I gotta suffer because this dude, had a bad appetite? God tells you, don't eat of this tree. Y'all can eat of everything else. And they went ahead and did it anyway. And what? Yes. You said it 100% correct. And when I got a hold of that, bro, that, oh wait a minute, I would have made the same mistake. That changed my outlook, even just on the way that I treat people. Right? It's like not one of us is perfect. Jesus was the only one who came here and did it right. And so for me to sit here and judge Adam, it's just wrong. It's just because I would have done the same thing. And yes, the eating part too. But what's so cool about all of this stuff, and I know we're having a kind of an intimate conversation here, guys. Feel free to jump in the comments. Matter of fact, clue through something up. But what's so cool about God to me is his love, right? And so even though we don't get this stuff right all the time, what's so sweet about this is that his love and his grace. So even though we mess up, he could have easily went, cool, y'all y'all sinned, y'all messed up, so it's a wrap. I'm just gonna, you know, I mean, he already, he flooded the earth with Noah, and then he gives us this promise saying, "Look, I'm not gonna flood the world again, but I'm coming back." And for those who don't believe, it, the the honest truth of it is like there's gonna be repercussions. And so at the same time, he loves us enough to pursue us and go, "Yo, I really love y'all, and all you have to do is accept me. And I'm gonna give you the Bible. I'm gonna give you." I think when we talk about intelligent design, if you look at the way things are made, and this may be what Kat was actually getting at in context, there he has to be God. Like, again, I live in Colorado, and I find myself like every day I wake up, I go to work, and I drive by mountains. And I go, okay, yeah, whatever. But the other day, I looked outside, bro, and I was like, yo, you don't see like new Rocky Mountains happening every day. Like that has to be an intelligent design. Or I heard this today, and it blew my mind. Um, Childbirth, right? Every single person on this planet, this is when you really think about what happens when two, we're just going to call them cells for now, this may not be the technical term, but when life comes together, right, there's literally in the cells there is a spark of light that happens. So that happens, but then the cells, as they're multiplying, they like decide, or they know inherently, oh, I'm going to start becoming bones. Oh, I'm going to start making fingers. That doesn't happen from monkeys. You know what I don't know. It just, you, you see what I'm saying? Like it just, that's crazy. It's crazy to think about all that stuff. And then ultimately, like, we've all been in a place where maybe we're not exactly where we want to be, but we've all had that, been in a spot where we're like, okay, either I'm down to my last pennies, or, you know, some people have it harder where it's like, I got in a car accident or I got a gun pulled on me. And one of my good friends that I do music with, he says, when you're in a buttload of trouble, you'll call on God real quick. Yep. Yep. And so I want to encourage you, man. I really want to encourage you with two things. Definitely keep getting into the Bible. But I would say this. Definitely get into a Bible believing church. And the way that you'll know, uh mm, mhm, mhm. It's mhm. Go ahead. Sorry, there's a little lag on my side. Definitely, the reason that I say that, and you bring up a great point. You want to obviously make your decisions and be informed, right? And that's what goes along with having what I call a relationship with Jesus, right? In order to do that, like you and I can't have a relationship if I don't talk to you, right? What is this? I'm getting a weird notification. So obviously you gotta pray, you gotta talk to him, and see what's cool is that you have when you accept Jesus, bro, like you get the Holy Spirit. You get and he's gonna lead you and direct you in what you should do. Maybe you're not at that point of church yet, but what it does, why there is church, because a lot of people are like, why do I need to go do that? Like it's not about money, like a lot of people will say. It's not about that kind of stuff. What it's about is that you're gonna have questions, right? I know I still do. And when you get into a community, sometimes a community that doesn't even necessarily have all the answers, when you get into community, you'll grow. And that's really what church is supposed to be about. I would dare say when you hear other things like, hey, come to this church because if you don't, then you're not a believer or whatever. No, I know plenty of people who, like, we have online church. Matter of fact, I'm part of our online ministry, and there are plenty of people who are not ready to walk in the doors and do the handshakes and the whole I gotta be churched thing, right? There are plenty of people who just want to, like, look, I'm trying to learn and understand and make my own decisions and hear from God myself. There's nothing wrong with that at all. When you get in with a body of believers who are praying for you, who are there for when you're asking questions and you're like, yo, this doesn't make sense to me. There's strength in that, and it's gonna really help you in the long run. Absolutely. As crazy as it sounds, that's part of why we do this. Is it's not an accident. It's not an accident that you and I are talking about this stuff, man. For sure. Sure. I Yeah. Mm-hmm. man, that's really encouraging, bro. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. I mean, to be again 100% honest with you, the reason that I do is because I try my best to one practice what I preach, but I also understand that I'm gonna be hypocritical. There's days when I don't want to. There's days when right, right. I'm not perfect in any sense of the word, but I know at the same time I've seen some stuff, bro, firsthand that I I'm blown away. I'm blown away by the way God does things. And to give you an idea, like when we first kind of did some street ministry with our music and stuff. Well, even the way I got into music, bro, was, you know, in the church, all that stuff. But I never thought I was going to be rapping. not a dude from Colorado, and I definitely didn't think I was going to be going out to the homeless and you know, sharing with them at all. I just didn't see that, you know. And it just boils down to I'm trying to be more and more like Jesus every day. And the more, you know, again, I mess up, I can do a lot more with my kids. I can do a lot more for my wife. And I can do a lot more for other people. But I'm trying, just like you are. Every day, every day's a new day where I get to, you know, get some air in my lungs and try to hit that goal. And it boils down to just loving people, you know, and it is right. And it's probably the hardest thing to do because I'm a mess, but so are other people. Okay. No, I got you. Ultimately, man, like I said, you're gonna make mistakes, and you're gonna learn, and then you move forward. And again, as you're reading and stuff like that, and like I said, you're praying. John is a great chapter to get started in, and you're going to you're going to grow on this stuff every single day. And ultimately, what's going to happen is you'll get more revelation and more revelation and more revelation. And your passion's going to grow. You're going to, it's, now, I'll say this. The common, I think in our Americanized version of what Jesus really is like, when I decide to follow Jesus, everything from here, and I'm not saying that you're saying this, but I know in my mind, I was like, oh, I follow Jesus. He's the creator of all things. God is great. So all my problems are going to go away. And one thing I'll encourage you to read, I remember the verse offhand, but it says count the cost, because the reality of it is sometimes things get worse. You know, I know I'm blessed to live in a country where we can even have this conversation, you know, whereas in China, people are getting killed for the same reason, you know. So it's amazing that God would even allow us to. I mean, I'm sitting up here playing a wrestling game and we're talking about God. Like that's that's pretty unique, right? It is. It is. And ultimately, man, if I can be an encouragement to you in any way, um, you know, you, most of the selectors don't know this, but myself and Elmo, we pray for you guys all the time. Um, Even if it's not to just flat out like, all right, I need when RL comes on, you know, he's got to accept Jesus right now. It's not even like that. It's, you know, if you're out on a DoorDash, man, we pray for you, bro, that you're just safe, you know, and it's simple things like that. So if you need anything, you got any other questions, bro, like you can always hit me or Elmo up. Hmm.
One, two, it's over. One, two, that's it. Ring the bell.
You absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Mhm. 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 Absolutely. Absolutely. Um yeah. And there's what's so cool because what you said is 100% true. Like we're the way the moral fabric of the world is it it just aligns. As you read through the Bible, you're going to see a lot of things that have already happened and how things are lining up even more. Um, but on that note, where was it going with that? It's part of the reason to have that community. Uh, that's part of the reason. I think there was something else I was going to say to that point. Just the entertainment side of things, man. There, there is 100%. Uh, how do I say this? A time. It's just a time of learning, understanding, and purge is not the right word, but I know I went through. I found Christ when I was, I want to say I was 10 or 11, something like that, and that was right around the time where I was really getting into like R&B and hip hop and all of that stuff. And the time, I don't want to date myself too much, but what was going on at the time was everybody was like, all right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw out all our CDs. And I was like, yo, I got a pretty dope music collection right now. Am I ready for that? You know, and again, I'm 12. You know what I mean? I'm still trying to make these decisions and learn things. And there's just a time where God is gonna he's captivating your heart even to just read. Even if you're not a reader, because I'll be real with you, I'm not either. But he's gonna just captivate you, and you're gonna look up and be like, "Yo." I mean, either if you're actually reading it, you're just gonna continue to fall in love with it and hunger for more of it. And there's other resources to do it. One thing I'm gonna send you as well is my favorite app. It's literally the Bible app, and yep, yep, yeah,
One, two,
yeah. For me, I really like the ESV, and the reason being is that stands for English Standard Version. I like the yeah, and it really is that like it puts it in a language that is it's not far off from King James. It translates a lot of the this and thous and they, and yes. Ye- Yes. Yes. And I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, but different translation." Man, at the end of the day, the Holy Spirit's going to reveal stuff to you, and the thing is you got to be able to understand. Cuz like you said, we don't talk like that. We just don't. Like there's why not remove that barrier of entry? And what's so dope about the Bible app, and I think it's by U version. What's so dope about it to me is you can have it read to you. Yeah, yeah, that, and then they've got plans, and so if let me look into how do you get into that? Because there'll be reading through the Bible cover to cover is dope, but they have a plan to even do that. Like, yeah, it's let's see, I'm on iOS, and so it's right in the middle there, and you can click on that, and if there's certain subjects that you want to, just be encouraged by, right? So love, healing, hope, going through depression, yeah, and yeah, it helps, man, because it gives you again the thing about the Bible is obviously it's the oldest book ever, but it's reading in context. And when you read it in the proper context, um, those plans really help. Like, bro, I just need to feel loved, right? I wanna understand what love is. I want to learn how to love people better, right? All of that stuff. You're reading through a plan, they're going to take you through those steps and help kind of build you up in context. Because when you come to like a parable where Jesus is talking about like, I don't even want to put it out of context, but Jesus may be talking in a parable. And if you don't have that, again, that oversight, that community, that direction, you're going to go, oh, well, he meant this when instead he meant that. So all of that stuff, those plans really help bring context. They give you, a foundation. That's the word I'm looking for. Helps give you that foundation, so that things again aren't so confusing, and helps with answers. Like we've all got questions. Does that kind of make sense? Definitely, man. Definitely. And like I said, if you ever got questions, that's another great resource I'll send you to. It's called, I think it's literally called gotquestions.org. That's another one, bro, that I go to probably weekly. Let me make sure it's the right questions. Is it with questions with an S.org? Yeah, gotquestions.org. And if you've got a question, you read something in there and you're like, all right, how, the earth was flooded. It's just Noah, some animals, and his family. How does that work? You can type it in there, and there's usually an answer, or at least it leads you to, all right, where does the Bible say this? Or, a lot of stuff. I wish I had this website when I was a kid, because there was a lot of stuff that I was told and I didn't experience firsthand. And that's what I love about what you were saying earlier. You want to experience this firsthand. You're already on the right. You're on the right way. So. We can't. Sorry, I know that was heavy. Wow.
Because Bianca Belair realizes exactly how great she is. Corey, not just great, the greatest. Get it?
Oh, that's okay.
Listen to this ovation. The WWE Universe loves cheering on the EST.
Well, come on. Her energy is just infectious. I see Graves even dancing over there.
I'm not sure I call that dancing.
It's time to welcome a real role model.
According to her.
And representing from San Jose, California, Bayley. Ding dong, hello. She has crashed the party and taken the women's division by force.
And Bayley now has more muscle by her side than ever. Bailey claims that the locker room needs to learn that the world does not revolve around them.
Because it's the role model's world, and we're just living in it.
He has to.
She looks ready, but we'll see if her level up is truly enough against the EST.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the reality of it is that
The EST of WWE, Bianca Belair, looking more than
our
ready to
understanding
face off against the self-proclaimed
in our human
role
minds
model
are
of
it's always going to be
WWE.
limited to some degree.
From one-on-one matches
But
to obstacle course.
like you were saying,
You're right there. There's no obstacle course here tonight, Saxton. And you want to talk about the...
he gives us
Guillotine applied. Bianca Belair's Gotta find a
he
way
gives
out of
us
the
hope.
guillotine. We're not gonna last long while we're breaking
That's what it boils down to.
And well-timed
And
maneuver there.
I think I pray, man, that
Bailey is
that's
known for
ultimately
tenacity and persistence. How does one
that's
keep something
ultimately
like
what
that?
you're going
Someone
to
who doesn't
find
wanna
in
stay
all
down.
this.
Well, first things first.
And,
It doesn't matter what Bailey
Again, I know we're live, so I do want to read some of these comments. Maybe they encourage you, man. Clue said, Bible, Bible, basic instructions before leaving Earth. I love that. He said, blessings to you, RL. I better see your testimony video soon. That's what's up.
If you want to keep Bailey down, you want to take her out.
We'll-
Just
we'll-
focus on that.
we'll-
Don't
we'll-
start thinking.
you know,
What if
you'll
she
get
gets
there.
back
You'll
up?
get
'Cause she
there for
probably
sure.
will. It's not easy.
Oh,
but you
let me do this, man. Before we switch subjects, I know we're live and whatever, but can I just pray for you? Is that cool? All right. Lord, man, we just carve out this time right now, God. This channel, honestly, it's made for this. It's made to be able to talk with our brothers and sisters and build them up so that we can have conversations like this. And so, Lord, I just want to come to you and thank you for RL. That God, it seems like you're you've got a hold of his heart. You got a hold of his heart, and that he's seeking his source. And so I pray, Lord, that you be his source, that you reveal yourself to him more and more every day. I pray, God, that as he reads through the Bible, as he reads through these plans, Lord, that he feels the freedom that there is in you, and that ultimately, God, he develops a relationship with you, Jesus, that is unlike anything else, because you take care of him, you provide for him, you supply all his needs according to your riches and glory in Christ Jesus. And so thank you for him. In Jesus' name, amen. So definitely, bro. Yeah, I got you, man. Anytime. And thanks for being brave enough to do this on stream, man. That's
In full
whew,
control here.
that is really, really cool. That's really cool. Changing subjects just a little bit.
It might not be flashy, but sometimes you just got to toss another person.
Man.
Statement.
Bianca's looking impressive.
We got some
The
crazy.
ultimate athlete with the
I know we were talking about
ultimate advantage
entertainment,
over Bailey right now.
but we've had some crazy news
Oh, the reversal
Marvel
by
wise.
Bailey.
I've been seeing some stuff with
A lot of
Deadpool.
energy left in that kick out. This
And
matchup
what a
isn't
transition.
anywhere near
But
over.
That blow put Bailey's big
I've
aspirations
heard
on
some
hold
stuff
for a
about,
moment.
specifically about Elektra. And I don't know if you've heard anything about this or not.
Punishing their opponent.
Making the
But
arm numb makes your opponent very
What are,
vulnerable.
what are your thoughts about her having a bigger role from some of the casting?
And countouts are
You know,
legal, so hopefully
She's
this will be
pretty
a short
top
trip
billing, if you
outside.
will. How do you feel about that?
Holy, meet the barricade.
Goes under the ropes to get back inside.
Yeah, so again, I always like to try and source as much as I can. This was coming from New Rock Stars, and I guess there was a what do they call it? I should know this. Basically a billing. So they, depending on where your name is on the cast billing, kind of tells you a little bit of who's the real star of the movie, right? So Robert Downey Jr. on the Endgame script, his name was probably first. So on this thing is Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, and I want to say sixth down the line is Jennifer Garner. And if you look, gosh, I don't remember offhand. But the guy in the trailer, the TVA guy, who he kind of seemed like, that's who was third, was Cassandra, the lady who's playing Cassandra, Professor Xavier's sister. I don't know what the actress's name is. Yep. And that confirmed that she was going to be Cassandra Xavier. I guess is probably the best way to put it. But yeah, Elektra was like up there. Like, we know from some of the other, leaks and stuff like that, we're probably getting Sabretooth, we're getting some of these other, other characters.
Total control, at least for the moment.
Yes.
What's this? Surprise, surprise. She decides to show up here in the middle of this match. And that one misses the mark. Square impact across the shoulder.
That's true.
Bayley struggling to defend herself.
Is it still going to be this year? Or did they move it to 25?
And the outside help definitely had to play a factor here, guys. I don't know how anyone can call this a clear-cut win with that in mind. Yeah, they put up a good fight, but you have to imagine their head was not in the right place.
That would be so great.
That's true, Saxton. It's hard to focus on just the match when there's an outside variable at play.
I mean, could they get Ben? Yeah. Yeah. Jeez. I agree. I think there's gonna be so many, and I think it's gonna. Yes, I agree, and I think it's gonna be like we might get to this point where there's like random X-Men like fighting in the background. Like, I think they're gonna go nuts. I mean, we've got confirmation of Pyro. Like, I thought at one point in time, didn't Halle Berry kind of confirm she may be back? I think as much as they can get, they're gonna do it. Man. Ooh. Ooh. That's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Man. Man, wouldn't that be crazy? Yes. Man, I didn't even think about Loki. I yeah. I mean, technically, Loki's like outside of the TVA. Man. It's gotta be. Oh, dude, you really bring up a good point. Because I didn't even think about Loki. I really didn't. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yes. Yep. And that's exactly what I want. That's exactly what I want. Go and do some stuff where Deadpool is just jumping from multiverse to multiverse, and I mean, we see again, I forgot about X-23, like man. Yes. Yes. Yeah. They could. Yeah. And that logo is crazy, right? That was it's one of those things, right? We don't want to see. We really don't need another trailer. We really don't. Man, this is really really tough. I would put it as far as importance. I'm 100% with you. This is probably the most. That was probably the most important trailer they've had ever. Because if that would have looked bad, yikes, right? That could have changed the whole direction of a lot of stuff. But I think my hype level, um, I would put it at 3. My hype level for 2 was probably in game because we didn't know what the name was. And I was just like, I have to know what the name of this movie is. And then they were like in game, and I was like, oh, uh, all right. And then that No Way Home, that No Way Home trailer for me was just it was manufactured. Like it was, we were waiting for so long. Just oh. Mm. Okay. Okay. Now, as far as rewatchability, if that's a word, what do you have kind of at the top for that? Mm. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Ooh, that was crazy, right? Yes. Those are all great picks. Mm. That was big. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think back to that was fantastic. Um, I'm trying to think back to three's intro, and I keep going to the Christmas special because even I don't know if you've seen that, but the Christmas special even had a really cool intro. Um, hmm, I need to go back and watch 3 again. Wow. I'll say this overall. Um, for a third movie, I think you'll enjoy it. I mean, is it? I'm trying to think which one did I like better. I think I've watched two more, but I think I like one better. As crazy as that sounds. My daughter is just singing, just straight up singing. But yeah, I will put three probably last, but it's still better than 90% of the last couple of movies. Like, mhm. Ye- I'm with you. I think you bring up a good point. Maybe they did that just to throw people off because I mean, even Daredevil in general, especially because it's not Ben Affleck. Like if it was Ben Affleck's, I don't know. Oh, yeah, oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think I think you're gonna get. I think you're gonna get both. It, exactly. Hulk. I would think Hulk or or they do obviously Professor X. He's got to be in there. But I think yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously, I'd love that, and I could see them trying to put someone from every universe. I think if they do Spider Man, I don't think it'll be Tom Holland. I think it'll be Andrew. Yeah, yeah. But from yeah, to answer your question though, I really think who it's going to end up being is Josh Brolin. I think they're going to have him come back because he was Cable. I think they're going to call that their MCU cameo, and Deadpool's going to be confused because he's going to come back and it'll be Thanos, and he'll be like, "So, right." But he'll be so confused because he'll be like, "Are you Thanos or are you Cable? Like, I need to know." Don't make some kind of joke like that, I think. Yes. They've got to do the whole like multi-character that kind of thing in there. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the fantastic number 4. Th- That oh man, that movie. Oh, that movie. did, and I never talked about it. Yeah, I didn't because it was like Valentine's Day and it was like a Valentine's card. Like, it was so weird how they did that. Okay. Are you familiar with some of the other actors? Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh no. I mean, I liked him, and I get it. Like he's gonna be a CGI rock monster, but then what is his name? His actual name in the show? Gosh, it's totally escaping me. It starts with an S. I thought it was like Stilt or I'm thinking of Stick from Daredevil, but uh gosh, what is his name? But he's this tech guy, yeah. 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 I didn't know that was the same guy. Cause I'm hoping we get some kind of Punisher. Like I love the Netflix stuff. Oh man. Yes. 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 Right. Yes. Yes. And well, I was just gonna say on that note, I'm with you on the idea of Blade, um, Wesley Snipes Blade being in there. If they could, squash whatever was going on. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Right. Is there a certain storyline you'd like to see first for the whole team? Mhm. Okay. Okay. Oh. Ooh. Okay. 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 That I when Disney Plus was first announced, my most hype show was Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So I was really, really looking forward to that. And I was really looking forward to Secret Invasion because in the MCU, I like the spy stuff. I really do. And I get that COVID really hurt Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So I gave that one a pass because they obviously had to cut a lot out. It seemed like a whole storyline almost. So, but the way yeah, the way his suit looked at the end and how he kind of came down like an angel, it just, I was like, yo, if he got his own movie, that'd be really dope. But man, this stuff has stumbled. And I'm just like, if you guys don't do him right, because there's already a fan base that don't like him. And so right. Right. And we're looking at the villain already is the leader. And I'm going, the leader, like the leader should have been the bad guy of a Hulk film. And I'm glad we're getting that tied up, but like what's going on? And then they cut Seth Rollins from the wrestling show. They cut his role. And I'm like, man, it's too early to be like chopping up this movie already. We haven't even seen a poster yet, and you guys are already cutting people from the film. Like, so my expectations are low. That's a long way of answering your question. I just, I want it to be good. I really do. I feel like Anthony Mackie, he's put the time in. He hasn't done a lot of complaining. Um, yeah, I want to see that succeed. Oh man. Oh. Oh. Man, I'd be so sad. I'd be so sad, bro, because I- just don't, please don't, guys. Like, even if they jam pack that, I would hope that it would be closer to, like, if it's bad, it'd be closer to Doctor Strange and not. not Madam Web. I mean, Madam Web was just one of those movies, bro, where I was just like, I basically got to see this movie free, and I still feel robbed. No, no, it's just the plot of the story was really really bad. It it had potential to do something, right? To connect. The biggest problem with it is it's Madam Web. Like, it should at least be a superhero film, and it's really not. Like, I'm trying to think of an example of, like, I don't know. I can't even think of an example. Like, oh, Lindsay, what's the movie I really don't like that everybody likes that we saw in Green Bay? V for Vendetta. V for Vendetta did the same thing to me, and I know people love V for Vendetta, but I thought V for Vendetta was going to be an action film, and it was not. And I was. It was a drama, and if they would have marketed it as like a drama with like some some of that in there, some of the action stuff. It was. Okay, I'm watching that movie. Bye. She's cool. My wife's going up to watch the movie right now. Great. I haven't seen that in forever. Well, there's a reason. And that's the same way Madam Web is. It's like, hey, this is going to be not only a a superhero film, it's going to be a Spider-Man film. And you go in going, all right, cool. And nobody, like, the only time you see somebody in a costume is like in not even flashbacks, they're visions. That's just disappointing. Morbius is a better film. Morbius is a better film. It see, the fact that I have to think about it is part of the issue. Not really. Yeah. 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 That, like, exactly. It doesn't make sense. Well, especially because the audience knows. Like, we know when Uncle Ben's sister is giving birth, we're like, we know who that is. Um it's just, but they wouldn't even say the name Peter, which was just weird. It was like, well, why not? Like, they never go there. So they have a baby shower, and like they're talking about it, and they go as far as to say like, hey, Madam Web, what do you think his name's going to be? And I'm thinking, she has the power to see into the future or to get these visions or whatever. She's going to she's going to basically name him Peter. And oh my gosh, Clue has been talking on YouTube and I have not seen some of this. My bad. Yeah, she's going to basically name him Peter, right? She's going to go, I think his name's going to be Peter. And then great. But it's like, well, what do you think his name is? And then like she gets like this weird vision and then I don't know if did she drop a cup or something like that? Oh no, it's like she gets kicked back. So they were playing the name game, yeah. And so you think you're in the scene, right? So the scene plays out where Peter's mom says, you know, Madam Webb, who do you think, or what do you think his name's going to be? And she says something, off the wall, out of character. And she's like, basically, I don't know. And then all of a sudden she like freaks out and then they replay the scene again. And they're like, all right, Madam Webb, what do you think his name is? And she's like, wait a minute, we already did this. And then they just kind of end the scene. And it's like, well, you had an opportunity there to connect the MCU or connect to Andrew It doesn't matter. It could have been any of the Peters at that point. But we don't even get that. It's like, yo, like absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Yes. Yes. And really and truly, why not just make those guys the head of creative like Feige? Just do it, bro. Like, what are we doing? Yes. Yes. And it's going to be huge. I hope so. I hope so. When I heard that Donald Glover's original scene where Miles is walking through kind of the Museum of Cop Villains, originally he was supposed to be like a cardboard cutout. And so he wasn't supposed to be live. And they were like, wait a minute, could we actually get Donald Glover? And he was like, yeah, I'll do it, or whatever. And they did it. I could see it happening. I could definitely see it happening. Let me jump to this. Oh, go ahead. I think they should. I think ultimately, what a Civil War way of casting Miles in live action, because the third one's going to have to deal with Miles meeting the Prowler Miles. What if there is this, I don't know how else to put it, Council of Kangs? What if it's the same thing for Miles, where all the Miles variants all get together And the way that they reveal who Miles is going to be in live action is whoever it is. It's me. It's all right. Breaking news. It's me. So I walk in in the Miles suit, but that would be an excellent way to cast it or announce it. It's like, don't tell anybody, and just like, honestly, it's got to be what a 15-year-old kid walk in and go, yeah, I'm Miles Morales too. And he ends up showing up in the next Spider-Man movie. Like, RL, why won't they just hire us? Just let me, you. Right. Right. Just right. If they would just sign the check, let us produce the movie. We'll make sure it happens. Ooh. Yes. Yes. And is it true that Superman's coming out the same month as Deadpool? Or not Deadpool, Fantastic Four? That's what I'm saying. Ooh wee. That could be really crazy, man. I thought I saw that. I have to confirm that. Let me jump over to Clue real quick. He said which Electra we had to uh go on. eh, Yeah, yeah. I believe it's going to be Jennifer Garner though. Boy, talk about bad movies. You remember the Electra movie? That one was pretty rough. That was pretty rough. Jeez, that's gonna be crazy. Man, Santos isn't in there. They've got to they got to make sure that that's right. Like that Superman movie. Well, and what I saw from the logo, or not the logo, but the little bit that they revealed of his suit, they're on the right track. They're we'll see. If anybody can do it, it's James Gunn. I mean, Peacemaker was amazing. I, I'm glad they're doing that as long as he is overseeing it. As long as he's overseeing it, then great. But where things get messy is when you have something like What If, where you have, I mean, obviously T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman passed, but you got Josh Brolin voicing Thanos, but then you got some random guy. Actually, it's not the random guy. I think it's the same guy who does the voice for Spider-Man in the PlayStation. He's voicing Spider-Man in What If. And it's like, that does not sound like Tom Holland. And I can tell. I can just tell. So I didn't like it. Yeah. It just, yeah. They've in the process of all of this stuff, they have ruined Peggy Carter, I think. Especially if we go back and we think about the show. That show was probably the best thing ABC had done for Marvel. Agent Carter was pretty good. Yeah. I mean, maybe not perfect, but it fit. It yeah. Yeah. And the whole Captain Carter thing, I just, not that she had to be a damsel in distress the whole time, but it's just, she's kind of hit that like power level problem again. Like, all right, she's a super soldier, but she fought off Ultron by herself. She fought off Infinity Killmonger by herself. But then she gets in Doctor Strange and gets cut in half. Like, what are we doing? And I understand it's not the same because it's a variant and blah, 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 blah. But, man, they got to figure it out. They got to figure it out. I liked Moon Knight. I liked Moon Knight. But Moon Knight is, again, it's not his fault. It's not the show's fault. But does anybody care about Moon Knight right now? I don't know. I don't think Marvel really cares about Moon Knight. It's like, by now, he should have shown up at the end of Eternals instead of Blade. Or, correction, Blade's voice. uh, I still don't necessarily believe it either. I'm like, are you sure? Because that's going to get retconned somehow. Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. 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 Especially because they wrote the playbook for this. They're the ones that made that happen and did it so well. Why would you not do that? And I get what they tried to do with Miss Marvel. I get it, but it didn't work because my wife didn't watch Miss Marvel. And then we get to the Marvels and she's like, what is she doing in here? What's this armband thing? And I'm like, well, you had to watch the show, you know, to even understand the Marvels. And it was like, it's fine if, like, the ABC shows had a problem because it was always, and Netflix, it was always one way, right? They would reference the MCU wouldn't reference back. But you got to do it both ways. You've got to be able to go, hey, there's this bangle in the show. It's important. Miss Marvel only has one. Great. We get to the Marvels. You still got to give the audience who didn't sit there and watch that show a little bit of like why that bangle is important. Because it's like, well, okay, the villain just wants to have some new jewelry. Cool. It just didn't mean anything to anybody else. That hurts too. And that's kind of, yeah, yeah. That's kind of the problem again is the whole, no, no. Oh, well, in Miss Marvel, yes and no. So like you hear the music and her kind of boyfriend or love interest is like, yeah, your genes aren't, you know, they're not like everybody else's. And then you kind of hear the X-Men theme in the background. And that's cool, but again, to people who aren't me or you who are digging into this stuff, you have to dig in to find out, oh, the reason that Kamala was not a mutant is because Marvel was basically trying to squash X-Men at the time and Fantastic Four. That's the only reason. Like the creator had intended for her to be a mutant. But if you don't go look that up on New Rock Stars or on superhero hype, you have no idea why Kamala is a mutant. Even if you were diligent enough to go back and read the old comics, you're still going to be confused because you're going to be like, but she's not a mutant. She's an Inhuman. And then to confuse things worse, they introduce an Inhuman in Doctor Strange. The more I think about it, I think you've just convinced me that I didn't like that show either. It doesn't make sense. And that's what made the first phases cool. They mm-hmm. 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 And James Gunn has all that experience and none of the baggage. Oh man. Yes. Yes. I mean, why did Venom show up for 30 seconds and disappear? That made no sense to me at all. I'm like, it was a natural thing when he, all right, in Venom, we don't even know why Venom showed up in the first place. Remember that post-credit scene where he just randomly got transported? That wasn't the snap. But how he got there, and then he shows up at that bar, and then I don't know, he got transported back, left some of the suit. So in Venom 3, is he still Venom? Like, I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff that we gotta start getting some answers at some point in time. I think that's part of the problem. There he is. Jeez, all the way at the bottom. Well, my guy, I better go. I didn't get a chance to tuck my kids in, but it was important that I get with you and talk with you a little bit. We'll talk some more. And I'll send you some stuff soon. And yeah, thanks again for sharing, man. All right. You too. That's what's up, man. I want to we're gonna end the stream. Oh, okay. TikTok just randomly kicked us off, probably because of us praying earlier. Inactivity, it says. Okay. But nevertheless, this was powerful, man. This was a super dope stream. If you guys don't know, that's why we do it, man. Myself, Elmo 17 23 31. We care about you guys. What is happening? Okay. Yeah, we do. We care about you guys. We're super thankful to have every selector in here. And that's why we always say at the end of our streams, be kind to one another and choose your destiny. That's actually what we mean. We want you to hopefully see that there's a difference in us, in the way that we stream. Even though we stream mature stuff, we do it for a reason. And I'm just so encouraged by RL, man. He's a dope person, and it's been a pleasure, honestly, getting to know him. Let me answer just a couple of things, because Clue, I got off track, bro. We talked about which Elektra. Jennifer Garner may make sense because she had the lead. Oh, she had to lead the hand, and it probably kills her character off to bring in Netflix version for Shang-Chi. Ooh, good point. Yeah, we need that in Shang-Chi, right? But that's again kind of what RL was saying there. Shang-Chi was one of the better Phase 4 films, and we haven't seen him since. Man, what are we waiting on? Like, get that together, guys. Come on. I still believe in Marvel. I do. I still believe they can do some good stuff. Anyway, guys, good stream. Link tr.ee/select stream. We'll get back to more WWE 2k24. I know we were going to do showcase mode, but we'll get back to it, man. Elmo we're switching days, so Elmo's going to jump on and stream tomorrow. So if those of you who have stuck around with us, be ready for that. And yeah, great stream. We pray you guys have a blessed day, man. Seriously. This was another good one, man. As usual, man, be kind to one another, and
Remember
to
choose your destiny.
My name is Select Screen, and I'm out.